Welcome to XCT Infinity's deep dive video. We're going to start off with a preview of Spartacus in Infinity Heroes. Spartacus is a flexible and naturally aggressive character who is most effective at countering other aggressive decks. Blue Tiger and Failed Clone are fantastic for gaining tempo advantage against more reckless playstyles. Combine that with Rebellion Guard for some tougher defending units, and it's difficult for strong offensive decks to overcome. Medical Concoction and Lying Sanctum will also help keep your units alive for longer, while Tanawa and Warcry can create a lot of chaos on the battlefield for your opponent to deal with. Against heavy control decks, stall decks, or mid-range fly decks, Spartacus does struggle, so make sure you bring the right friends into battle.
We're incredibly excited about Spartacus being featured in Infinity Heroes, the latest game built in our Infinity card engine. To give you some background, we started with Infinity Wars back in 2012, which was Lightmare Studios' first international success, receiving honourable mentions at the GDC Best in Play Awards in both 2013 and 2015, and having almost 1 million players across the world. From there, we've worked on a way to take the core gameplay experiences and truly level them up to a 2020 standard. Infinity Heroes was first revealed to the world in 2018, and as of recording this video, is in a closed beta phase on Steam. Thanks to the highly adaptable Infinity card engine, we're also working on Infinity Wars Classic, which is a technical remaster of the original game that's currently in pre-alpha stages of development, as well as Infinity Wars 2, which will be a complete redesign and sequel to the 2013 title's cult classic gameplay. Infinity Heroes has been designed from the ground up to be a cross-platform title on mobile and PC, and is extremely easy to learn how to play, and is set to be a strong esport contender in the future. If you're a fan of other universes, you can even take your game's customization to the next level, replacing every piece of artwork and name with whatever you want, making it a truly personalized experience. XCT is the third universe to feature in an Infinity product, and with the success of Spartacus, we're excited to see what other XCT heroes will join the ranks of previously successful IPs, such as fellow Aussie fantasy universe Luminous Ages, and the classic sci-fi universe Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're honoured to be working with Sean and the team on this first Aussie video game and comic crossover event.
Hey everyone, Jason here. I'll be going into the lore of Infinity Heroes and Infinity Wars a little bit deeper. Let's jump into it. An unknown period of time ago, an experiment with immortality led to the Calamity, a world-ending event that also split the universe into infinite copies of itself, each becoming something completely unique and different. The original world eventually saw life returning to it, with creatures and animals in almost nomadic tribes calling the old world home. In Talich, you have the Flame Dawn Empire, led by its fearless leader Iberion and his commander Bromic, who have been conquering their world's tribes and uniting them all under a singular banner. The last force standing in their way is the teched out city/mega corporation Genesis Industries, whose tech, robotics, and weaponry were once used to bribe the Flame Dawn into submission, but as the last target to be truly conquered, this won't be enough anymore. Cutting across to a different dimension, Riche, you have the Descendants of the Dragon, peaceful monks that harness the powers of nature and spirit to defend their lands. You also have the Cult of Varor, death-worshipping cult fanatics being led by a team of 3 very powerful sorceresses. They also created the Hellmouth, which is a direct portal to Torment, a realm filled with madness, suffering, and demons who have begun to spill out into Riche to be captured by the cultists and used in their armies. Finally, you have Avarark, where very familiar situations are playing out. A man in love with an immortal wants to find a way to cheat death to be one with the one that he loves forever. The experiment goes, well, quite poorly I would say, and he creates a tech-based virus that uses nanomachines to reprogram its host and turn them into an undead cyborg. The plus side, it worked. People don't die of disease or old age anymore. The downside, people aren't alive, so I don't think it really counts. Then, one day, everything changes when rifts break out across these worlds, linking them all together and causing chaos and panic as these factions clash. Technology, weaponry, magic, ideals, heroes, villains, the multiverse of Infinity Wars is forever shaped and changed. An unknown agent from another world, internal power struggles, and the betrayals from the Cult of Varor, the Flame Dawn meeting its severe match in the Sleepers of Avarark, the death of Genesis Industries' leader, the angelic overseers of Solace descending to fight the virus, the old world becoming almost completely destroyed in war, and the mysterious Aletta sisters and their unknown source of immortality. There's a lot to cover here, and I've already taken up way too much time, so if you want to learn more, you can read some of the short stories that we've published that not only take place right before the events of XCT Infinity, but some may directly tie into how certain characters got to the place that they are currently at to begin with. Now, I'll be cutting over to the Comics to Movies team once more, and I believe Ben will be running you through the lore of XCT for anyone that's not already caught up with that. See you there.
Hey everyone, it's me, Ben Rosenthal, for those of you who don't know me, which is all of you, but I am the writer of the Extreme Champion Tournament, as well as the writer of the XCT and Infinity crossover, which you are hopefully going to back right now. But if you're still on the fence, maybe a little bit of background into what XCT is will help you be pushed, jump. What do you do over lines? One of them. There's a line, you'll be on the other side of it where XCT is, where all the cool people are. Anyway, so although there are many characters within the XCT universe, today I thought I'd focus on just three, like the main three, the triumvirate, if you will, which will be driving the narration through both XCT and the Infinity crossover. These are my guys and gals, and these ones are the best ones. So, before I talk about them, actually, I should probably go into what XCT is, because you may be a new reader, you may not have seen or heard or devoured the awesomeness that is the XCT comic book universe, so allow me to go into a little bit of a diatribe about what XCT is and about the characters you can look forward to reading about. So XCT is the Extreme Champion Tournament, which is a concept by the billionaire Oscar Keenan. With the help of his lead scientist friend Dr. Stein, XCT has succeeded in not only cloning the world's most famous warriors, but pitting them in combat against each other for the entertainment of the paying public's delight. And that's your basic elevator pitch. Think of WWE/UFC, but instead of warriors, you get clone copies of, say, Spartacus, of the Minotaur, of freaking dragons, of ninjas, of plethora of famous people. Lancelot, he's in there as well. King Arthur, I think, showing up at some point. We've got Medusa is in there, ice giants, all just beating their absolute snot, blood, sweat and tears out of each other. It's a great time. Fun for all the family. Apart from kids, they might cry. Like my daughter. Unrelated. So this XCT Infinity crossover takes place shortly after The Breakout, which was the Volume 3 of the main series. It came out, I think, last year, which you can get now in the links. Be sure to follow Comics to Movies or XCT on Facebook and Twitter to get your copy. Spartacus is alone in a foreign company. I won't say too much other than that because it's to be yet revealed in the storyline, but Spartacus is not within the XCT stadium anymore. He's broken out, or been broken out, and he is in a place that he's not very familiar with. He's also got a beard, which is a nice touch. That was my big character development. Spartacus grows a beard. That, you know he's serious. So a little bit on about Spartacus. He is the legendary general who leads our band of heroes. As both a slave and a leader, Spartacus awakens in the new world to fall back into these former roles as he helps his fellow cloned friends make sense of the competitive world they are now a part of and help them survive it. So that's sort of Spartacus' role within the XCT Stadium. From that, he obviously grows as a character or changes as a character. You know, spending most of your life and dying as a slave only to be yanked into a future present and find that you're a slave again, it does stuff to you. The coming back to life would probably do more stuff to you than being a slave again, but you know, what do I know? I've never been a slave. Next we have Lozen, which is one of my personal favourite characters, and I just love this lady so much. But Lozen is a fierce warrior from Native America. Unlike most of the others, Lozen is still angered at the way that she first died. She seeks some kind of vengeance, but has no idea how or in what form that vengeance takes. So she's very confused, very angry, and just wants to work out why she's just so frustrated. She's frustrated about being yanked out of her world, about about being put into this new one, about being forced to fight, and the jerks that she's around. Her loved ones stripped away. She never got to say goodbye. She's just angry and needs help working it out. Good thing about being an XCT and fighting heaps of other people to bloody death, helps a lot with anger issues. So she's in her element. And finally, the last of the big three is the most intimidating of the brand new clones. It's the large and enigmatic Baycock, and that's all we know about him. He's large, he's a mystery, and his name's Baycock. Well, I say not much is known about him, but I know everything about him. I know exactly what's going on. I know. Hey, you want to know? You have to keep reading the comic. Or you can read XCT and Infinity to find out a little bit more about him down the line as well. He doesn't really seem to want to do anything but destroy things and people and rip them apart. That is until he catches a glimpse of Lozin. Ooh, something's happening there. There's things. There's plot threads happening. So you may want to tune in there and find out what's going on. So these three will be brought together throughout the pages of XCT and Infinity crossover, joining with the heroes of the Infinity Omniverse against a threat which could destroy both realities and even time itself. So there's a little background on the XCT universe and what we're dealing with leading into this big massive crossover. I really hope you enjoy it. I really hope you go ahead and back the book. I really hope that you go ahead and read the main books. If you want to know more, be sure to follow XCT and Comics to Movies on all the social media platforms. You can even follow me over on Twitter at Ben Rosenthal. It's just my name, one word with a little @ symbol, as is the Twitter law. If you don't put the @ symbol, you get arrested and tried for Twitter crimes. There's a Trump joke in there. I'm not going to make it though. Anyway, yeah, follow me. I'll tell you spoilers. Honestly, promise. Like, really a lot.
Thanks for checking out our deep dive video, and I hope you will now take the time to check out our Kickstarter. And as Ben said, get you across the line. With amazing rewards, there is something for everyone. Thank you from both the XCT and Lightmare teams.